97.3. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Traffic Avenue, the show for me and you. Mondays to Fridays, ooh, the Traffic Avenue. Traffic Avenue, the show for me and you. Mondays to Fridays, ooh, the Traffic Avenue.
City 97.3.
Accra. Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
City News.
From our studios here at number 11, Dr. Morton Lupin at Abraka in Accra, this is Richard De La Sky with Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. Tonight I'm here with
Hawa Idrisu Mustafa.
Coming up, as the scourge of illegal mining spreads like wildfire across many parts of Ghana's gold-rich communities, with President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo doing seemingly next to nothing to contain the crisis, pressure mounts on organized labor not to yield to the president's desperate plea for more time to address the crisis.
Would you be asking for more time for the people who are being poisoned, people who are getting, very bad diseases? That some two young men in Bekwai currently, based on the mercury inhalation that they have had, even putting food in their mouth, it's become a problem.
Also, today marks day 2 of the 3-day protest aimed at forcing executive action to end illegal mining across Ghana. Tonight, the story behind the standoff between a group of Muslims and police personnel providing security for today's anti-Galamsey protesters. And Ghana Water Company's curious claim that the health of the Pra River in the central region is improving. We'll interrogate this assertion and tell you what we know. Later on Point Blank tonight, the case of Volta River Authority staff against proposed plans by government to merge the authority with the Northern Electricity Distribution Company Limited. Stay tuned into 97.3 Citi FM for more on these and many other stories on Eyewitness News tonight. Later in business.
Ghana close to securing another 360 million cedis from IMF after staff-level agreement on third review.
Hawa Idrisu Mustafa will bring you all the top stories from the world of business in 50 minutes. Eyewitness News is live across the country on all our affiliates and around the globe on citynewsroom.com. Your comments are welcome via our text line 054-9986-996. 054-9986-996. You can follow me on X at Richard De La Sky and share your thoughts on the stories we are running for you this evening. Let's take off this evening with our very first story. Hawa.
The Media Coalition Against Illegal Mining has voiced its disapproval of President Akufo-Addo's request for more time to address illegal mining issues. The president made this appeal during a meeting with organized labor leaders who are set to meet to consider the request. However, the convener of the Media Coalition Against Galamsey, Kenneth Ashigbe, in an interview on the City Breakfast Show earlier today, questioned the president's understanding of the severity of the Galamsey crisis.
A woman in Konongo who died, her only crime was the fact that she was born in Ghana, she was in Konongo, and she was responding to nature's call. Would you be asking for more time? Would you be asking for more time for the baby that has been born with 6 limbs? Would you be asking for more time for the people who are being poisoned, people who are getting, very bad diseases? That some 2 young men in Bekwai currently, based on the mercury inhalation that they have had, even putting food in their mouth, it's become a problem. If any of us, any of the politicians, if the president and the presidency, it was our children that was being subjected to that. The fact that on a consistent basis, we are being poisoned with heavy metals, would we be asking for more time to do what? What we are asking is that these are illegalities. The water bodies, the buffers of the water bodies, they are illegal already. Cutting, economic trees are crimes already. Going into the forest reserve and, the source of our water and cutting that, and they are all grave offenses already.
That was the convener of the Media Coalition Against Galamsey, Kenneth Ashibe. Now, the National Association of Small-Scale Miners is urging the government to engage more with organized labor to find a sustainable solution to the current illegal mining crisis. General Secretary of the association, Godwin Amma, addressed the press earlier today.
With the support of the small-scale miners, towards finding lasting and sustainable solution to illegal mining, which, let's underline this, which respect the role of relevant technical and regulatory institutions and without political partisanship. There should be a bipartisan approach in dealing with illegal mining methods. Those who are politicking with the issue for their own selfish gain should desist from it, and they should know that it's not a solution, but it's a way towards destruction of our society. 40% of our merchandise exports comes from this small-scale mining sector. Yeah. It also provides jobs, opportunity to many, which is estimated 1 million directly and indirectly over 4 million people depends. The supply of raw gold for value addition to our local jewelers is from the small-scale mining sector. And the downstream job opportunities that it provides is something that cannot be overemphasized. Unemployment is a security threat, whilst food and water shortage, environmental destruction is also a security risk. Therefore, we should find a win-win solution to address the concerns that affect us all at all fronts.
General Secretary of the Ghana National Association of Small-Scale Miners, Godwin Amma.
97.3 Citi FM is the station. This is Eyewitness News. My name is Richard Deloska. I'm here with Hawa Idrisu Mustafa. Tonight, we take you onto the line to speak to Professor Ransford Jampo, who is the president of the UTAG of the University of Ghana. Yesterday, the president met with organized labor and sought for more time to be able to deal with the Galamsey menace wreaking havoc on the environment across many parts of the country. And this afternoon, the minister responsible for information, Fatimatu Abubakar, issued a statement. And in that statement, she says the President of the Republic, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, held a meeting with organized labor yesterday, the 3rd day of October 2024, at the Jubilee House to discuss issues pertaining to illegal small-scale mining. Now, government would like to thank organized labor for attending upon the President's invitation. Government is committed to engaging all stakeholders in pursuit of sustainable mining and environmental protection. Again, it's signed by Fatimatu Abubakar, who is the minister responsible for information. We go on to the line now to speak to Professor Ransford Jampo on the matter. Good evening, sir, and thank you so much for joining us. Yesterday, you spoke to us on the City Breakfast Show just before the meeting took off at the presidency. Well, you have since heard that the president has been asking for more time to be able to deal with the crisis. What's your response, sir?
Thank you. Every now and then, politicians are always trying to do eye service, and they are only interested in scoring unnecessary political points. This statement you are telling us that the Minister of Information has issued, members of organized labor have not been briefed. So why is it that the two, some selected few reps, we don't even know how they were selected, go to meet with the presidency, and then they don't come to, they are yet to brief officially their entire membership. Then the presidency or the Minister for Information puts out an information there. Are we to be receiving information from them, or we are supposed to be receiving information from our leadership? And it is an unnecessary attempt at scoring political points, an unnecessary attempt at creating an impression in the sight of people that, oh, we are doing something about it, and maybe Labour is being too intransigent or being too difficult. These things do not help. You cannot fight Galamsey, which is an existential threat to humanity, by resorting to these kinds of bogus political maneuverings and propagandistic, activities, always aimed at creating in the minds of people that something is being done when really we know that nothing is being done. And so, first of all, organized labor is yet to meet with its membership to brief them on what really transpired. We don't know. So I don't think that it was within the mouth, it lied in the mouth of the Minister for Information to deliberately issue that statement to create an impression that something is being done when organized labor has not even briefed its membership. It doesn't help. Please.
But does she not owe it a responsibility to the people of Ghana to explain or at least give us an idea of what may or may not have happened at the meeting?
Oftentimes, when such meetings, I'm a labor unionist, and I know what I'm talking about. Oftentimes, when things take place behind the scene, you have government officials deliberately leaking them. I mean, how will you feel if, first of all, we were almost divided over whether to yield to the call, to calls by from whatever quarters, whether to yield to those calls, and we, even though many of us felt that we shouldn't respond to such calls, eventually we had to give in. And if such calls have been made and some people were selected, they attended, why wouldn't you also allow them to come and brief us? Why should we be hearing whatever transpired in the media? Why should that information be given to us by government officials when we have leaders who are yet to brief us? Why the indecent haste to break the news to achieve what? It's a fight against Galamsey. We are not asking, it's not about asking for better conditions of service where you can use some of these propagandistic tendencies, to try to sway or win public sympathy. This one, members of the public that we are fighting for, they are dying just as we are also dying. And so it's not about courting unnecessary sympathy. It's about doing the right thing. Members of labor unions are yet to be met and they are yet to be briefed. And until they are briefed, we don't know what has transpired. If we meet and they tell us what they were told, we will decide whether to give credence to what the president told them or not. But take note that before the president met, the interministerial committee chaired by Kandapa had also met us. They met us, we told them our mind and what we're looking for. They said, give us 1 week, we'll come back. They never got back to us. And I'm told that so Kandapa himself was not at the meeting. Otherwise, I was expecting people to question him that are we toddlers? Are we kids? If you are fighting an existential threat, you convene a meeting and you know that you deceive people, organize labor, and you still have the courage to do so. Are we kids or toddlers to be toyed with? Another. So if the interministerial committee was useless and couldn't do anything, we want to see. We would analyze the kinds of things that the president told them to see whether we can put any value on what they have said. After all, the man is left about 2 months to leave. So we'll have to measure, analyze whatever he said, vis-a-vis the fact that he is a goner. Then we'll be able to take our decision.
Well, we have been told on good authority that the president has asked for more time to be able to deal with the situation. In your view, as a union leader, do you think that he is deserving of that?
Look, I do not want to prejudge the Ghana. I don't want to state a view that would sort of influence other people who must also be given the opportunity to speak their mind on the matter on Monday. So let us wait till Monday. When we meet, our leaders would let us know everything that transpired. And there, we will speak our mind. We will decide whether we will have to give credence to what the president has said A president who put his presidency on the line and went back for it simply because he was told that his party lost many seats in Galamsey areas. I mean, what is the essence of power if you don't have health? What money has... I mean, one of the top government officials we are told is indisposed, is not well. What money hasn't he got? But what is the relevance of money if you don't have health? What is the value of money if you don't have life? And so, those who are seeking inordinately for power and for resources and for money, they should know that without human health and life, money is a useless toilet paper.
Before you go, sir, you suggested that the president was doing virtually nothing about the situation. But in a statement issued yesterday, we're told that the health of the Pra River, for instance, is improving because of efforts being made there by the security authorities.
Who told you this?
Well, it is in a statement. The statement says current water supply situation in Cape Coast, Elmina and surrounding communities is issued by management of the Ghana Water Company Limited, and they say that the management of Ghana Water Company Limited Central Region wishes to update all its cherished customers within Cape Coast, Elmina and surrounding communities of the current water supply situation in these communities. Now, the Setrehemang water treatment the plant is currently recording an average turbidity of 9,000 NTU as compared to the previous average turbidity of 14,000 NTU through the efforts of the Central Regional Security Council led by the Honorable Mrs. Justina Marigold Asan, who is the regional minister. Now, as a result of the... Yes, go on.
My brother, unless an expert go to check these and inform us, treat everything told us, said to us by the politician as propaganda. All of a sudden, the water company that came out publicly to express concern about the way and manner we have destroyed our water bodies and how it's difficult for them to purify drinking water for us to drink. All of a sudden, they are saying, just because Labour is saying that water bodies are being destroyed and so we want to go on strike, suddenly they say that everything is improving. I'm saying that it doesn't lie in the mouth of the central regional minister to come and tell us these things. Let experts go and investigate, and they know they are technical people. It is what the experts say that we can put value on, not what a political appointee tells us. And so, for me, I dismiss those findings or the statements, the content of that statement with contempt.
Thank you so much, Professor Ransford Jampo, for talking to us this evening. Professor Ransford Jampo is the UTAC president for the University of Ghana on the line there. Well, we take you straight to another clear voice within the space of advocacy. Franklin Kujo is the president of Imani Africa. A short while ago, or some 9 hours ago or so, he issued a comment on Facebook saying, quote and unquote, organized labor will be very foolish to call off the nationwide strike against state-sponsored illegal mining. The president, his vice president, and the entire government have never been serious about fighting the menace. He will tell us more about this position he's taking. Good evening, sir, and thank you so much for joining us on the line. Well, we are told the president is asking for more time to be able to deal with this matter decisively. You say that it would be wrong to do so. Can you explain yourself, sir?
Good evening, Richard. Good evening to your listeners. First of all, I mean, the House has already left the table. If this president was serious and was really minded to deal with this matter, he would have done so long ago. Even as recent as, or is it recently, as, was it 2 weeks ago when he sat through the GJA program, and the GJA president, as well as many others, called him out, not necessarily called him out in a negative way, but called him out and said, you said you put your presidents on the line. What is happening? This man looked in the eyes of everybody else, listened to their mouth eyes, and said nothing, absolutely nothing about Galamsey. He didn't even utter the word illegal mining. He just read his speech and left the place. And then a few days later, because organized labor is intent on going on with this demonstration, then all of a sudden he's waking up. No. It just cannot be. Look, I think Anyway, I don't think the president is serious any longer, by the way. I'm just waiting for him to leave office. And this coming from somebody who is a good friend of his, really. And I feel so disappointed and disgusted that this president would be disrespectful of people's views and opinions. It's as if we don't even exist. You know what the narrative is right now within his party? Look, we'll not allow the opposition to set the pace and allow us to lose votes. So we'll go ahead and after December 7, we'll deal with them. I think they even win the election. Can you imagine? I mean, an appointee of this government told me this morning, Kofi Ofosun Kansa, who is a good friend of mine, by the way, and I think he's in charge of NEIP. He told me boldly this morning, I put his statement back on Facebook. He came later and accepted that he said it, that this government will not be blackmailed into dealing with the Galamsey mess. It will be there to December 7th. After that, we'll clear the mess. If you see the president's behavior on this Galamsey thing, it's exactly what his appointees have performed. My own good friend, Friye, and I asked Dr. Friye, did you say those words? He couldn't defend himself. He just couldn't defend himself. I strongly believe the president has sat back and allowed this whole canker to fester. And then because the organized labor says we are going on strike, all of a sudden he's waking up. Nothing he writes, nothing he says is worth its salt. I think they should disregard him and go ahead. I don't even think the demonstration by itself would lead to Galamsey being stopped. But at least it brings on added pressure. You know, the world will hear about it. We had the president who talked big on international stage, climate change, collect the climate change money, and come here and then mess the environment. Recently, you heard that we were going for $30 million from UAE, United Arab Emirates, a country that has, I think, just about 4% desert cover. You have over 45% desert cover. Should they be the one giving you money to forest your lands that you deliberately destroy? What is this? Oh, please.
Now, those who are leading organized labor, we have been trying to get them to speak to us since yesterday's meeting. They tell us that they will be holding a meeting with their members on Monday to discuss a letter that they have received from the presidency, discussing the terms of the president's offer to them. To consider possibly freezing their intended strike until after the president deals with the matter or fails to deal with the matter. What level of backbone do you think they should have in terms of dealing with the proposals from the presidency when they go into Monday's meeting?
It's the same level of backbone we are giving them from the outside. They should not underestimate the fact that this whole thing is just a massive call, not just on their members, but the entire country. For the first time, organized labor has managed to basically say they are going to deal with the matter. And of course, they dealt with this hotels matter, even though economically I disagree with them. But they stopped it, didn't it? So they have a lot of power to will. They should not allow a dying politician, a politician who is in his dying days in terms of office, to be giving sweet talking you. He will not do it. This president looked us in the eye and said, I will not go to the IMF. He looked us in the eye and said, I will not give you haircut. He gave me some of the biggest, wicked, ugliest haircuts ever. And many people suffered it. And he's telling you a few months to the end of his presidency, I don't go on strike because I'll do Galamsey. Something he said to the whole world, that his presidency, he told us, when he said that, he said he saves that cabinet, it's as if it's an anthem, and he's now telling the whole world that I've said it time and again, even a cabinet, that I'm putting my presidency on the line. His presidency is long gone. It has been on the line and has done nothing, absolutely zilch, zero. How could you got that? So he should allow us to deal with the matter after December 7th. Well, we hope that any new leader who comes in will deal with the matter anyway.
Well, before you go, sir, I put a question to Professor Ransford Jampo, your good friend, much earlier, regarding the situation in the central region, because we're told that the security operations in that part of the country are helping to revive the water bodies there. Particularly, the Pra River is seeing some health as a result of those activities. Are you as skeptical as Professor Jampo on this particular matter?
Oh, I would not say I'll be skeptical. And I think Professor Jampo is right to ask for some further independent checks. Nobody wishes that there will be evil continuously, no. But when the person who has the power, the commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, tells you he's not going to do anything, and now onlookers are not dealing with it, well, it's a good thing. I mean, the police should be there doing whatever they have to do. But we are calling on the nation. The nation is calling on the president, not just organized labor. Every sensible individual, including you, my good friend. I've heard you lament without end on air that can you just ask for a moratorium? Nobody's saying ban anything. Just a month. Clear all these weeds. These people who are destroying the rivers. Just a month. Oh, you say you don't have that power. But we all know what is happening. We all know that the Galamsey gold has actually fed a lot of the money to the Bank of Ghana vote. So all of a sudden, within the twinkle of an eye, we got $5.something billion. Otherwise, the CD they say would have been around 25 cedis to $1 now. But like Jumpo said, you can't sacrifice money on the altar of people's health. I think there must be some balance, ecology and economic balance in dealing with the environment. Unfortunately, I think one part has decided that they are just bandits and they allow the banditry to continue. And so, look, I don't, whether it's a propaganda value, I don't wish it that we should continuously have our rivers flooded. But whatever it is, I don't think this president and this government should be trusted at all when it comes to Galamsey. For anybody who wants to pull anything on them in terms of demonstration to pull the brake, we should continue doing so. That's the only language that I think. But again, like I told you a while back, it's not saying this demonstration will immediately kill this thing, because the president is not going to move. If he was going to move, the drones would have helped. Why are the drones? $3 million was spent on the drones. Why are they? No.
Okay.
You can't even send soldiers to stop this. My brother. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you so much, President of Imani Africa, Franklin Kujo, on the line there. 97.3 Citi FM is the station. This is Eyewitness News. My name is Richard Delaska. I'm here with Hawa Idris Mustafa. When we return, we have more on the show for you tonight, including a story surrounding today's demonstration and some hostilities that emerged between the police who were providing security for the demonstrators and some Muslim youth.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Are you ready to turn your dreams into reality? Don't just dream it, own it with a loan from Fidelity Bank. Dreaming of a new home? Own it with Fidelity Mortgage Loan. Dreaming of smelling the scent of a brand new tear rubber car? Own it with Fidelity Auto Loan. Dreaming of getting the latest phone, TV, fridge, furniture, laptop or gaming console? Own it with Fidelity Consumer Asset Finance. Dreaming of expanding your business? Make it a reality with our business loan. Fidelity Bank is offering flexible loans to businesses, salaried workers and the self-employed at a competitive rate. Dial 0800 003355 or visit any of our branches nationwide today to turn your dream into reality with a Fidelity Bank loan. Terms and conditions apply. Fidelity Bank. Believe with us.
Fidelity. If I believe with us, Fidelity. If I know I dey your side, Fidelity.
Oh, jump on now. Go, the go. Google me. Now, what time will you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I not change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind, Seth, be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium, they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside?
I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small.
The go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
If home is where the heart is, then let's go home, shall we? Let's go where the entertainment is, where the passion is, where the laughter is, and sometimes even the tears too. Let's go where we feel safe enough to share our opinions
and sense and sweet.
Where we do that embarrassing little dance to our favorite song. Let's go home, where the love, the care, and the joy live.
There's no place like home. Connect your home to super fast internet with affordable data bundles from MTN Home. Visit broadband.mtn.com.gh or your My MTN app to sign up today. MTN.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Indeed, this is Eyewitness News coming to you live from number 11, Dr. Morton Loop in Adabraka in Accra. This evening, we've been dealing with stories concerning illegal mining. The president's request for more time to be able to deal with the matter. Organized Labour is not talking to us. They say they will speak to us only after meeting their members on Monday. But for now, a number of people are not happy about the president's request. Let's take some comments coming in 054-998-6996 via WhatsApp.
Abi National Forum WA says Ghana will not see a headway if it is in the hands of this incompetent government. Kennedy Onipa Iyede says the labor unions should not consider the president's request and should go ahead with a strike. The president, who said he would put his presidency on the line, is now asking for more time to fight Galamsey. It is very pathetic, you add. Aziz Donla in WA says the chemicals used by these illegal miners are dangerous to human health and has caused harm to our environment ecology. Obviously, NPP, you say, has benefited from these illegalities. Al-Hassan Hamdan from Nyoni South, right? The government seems more focused on silencing critics rather than addressing the illegal mining issue, but citizens will continue protesting until their demands are met. The final one from Ayibi Maosi inside Abutia in the Volta region said, I understand the frustration of organized labor regarding the president's inaction on the issue of Galamsey. It is important for them to stand firm on their decision to strike if necessary, as environmental concerns are critical. The president's request for more time does not negate the urgency of the matter. Solidarity with the labor unions in their quests for immediate action.
You can also be heard on the stories we're running for you this evening, 054-9986-996, 054-9986-996. You can also tweet at me or send me your comments via X at Richard Delaska. I will read them for you here on 97.3 Citi FM. Let's go on to the line and speak to Seth Eric Etiapa, who is the chief manager for the Ghana Water Company Limited in the Central Region. A statement came in yesterday suggesting that the health of the Pra River is improving. How true is this? Good evening, sir, and thank you so much for joining us. So, what exactly can you tell us about the health of the Pra River? There's a suggestion that the situation is improving and that the turbidity is not as serious as it used to be.
Thank you, and good evening to you and your cherished listeners. Yes, I think a couple of days ago, I updated my customers of improvement in the water supply situation in Elmina and Cape Coast. And I intimated that this improvement is chalked as a result of improved stability levels from 14,000 to about 9,000 averagely this month. So that was a statement, sir.
Some are skeptical about the timing of the release of the statement, especially as organized labor was
more focused on updating my customers. It's exactly a month ago that I came to inform them that things are getting out of hand and we needed help. We called upon local authorities, we called upon opinion leaders and the citizenry. And we worked together. So it is only proper that after a month, we come back to update them. I'm in Central Region, so I am talking to my people in the Central Region.
So you have been under no influence whatsoever to issue the statement you issued?
No. How can I be? It is just an update. And I even said I will keep updating them if things get better or even worse. So how will I, if I'm under any influence, what will I see if things get worse?
Okay, now
so it is just updating.
Okay, let's talk about the specific things that may or may not have been done to improve the situation with the Barekese Dam. What specific interventions have been done to improve the situation?
We are Central Region, and our problem is around the Secretariat Mine Treatment Plant.
Okay, forgive me.
Not Barekese.
That's okay. Proceed.
So I believe that the discourse itself is creating some awareness, some conscientization, and people are beginning to sympathize with us. We went as low as talking to the citizenry, to ward off, to inform us of any equipment on the water body. We went to the communities along the Pra River within our catchment. We spoke to the elders, we spoke to the opinion leaders and the chiefs about the impact of whatever is happening on the river body. We went as far as engaging the minister, the regional minister, who asked for assistance. We got assistance with police visibility and patrolling. And of course, Ghana Water ourselves, we improved, we optimized our protocols for desilting. And all this coming together, we are not yet there. We are not yet there.
Yeah, but so are you suggesting that people are voluntarily leaving the water bodies to recover, or that people have been arrested and that is leading to a decline in the level of pollution that you complained about about a month ago?
Yes, arrest, burning, destroying of illegal mining equipment. Yes, I can attest to it. Illegal miners aware that the community will report to them, then we will come after them. Yes, I can attest to that. We desilting our sums, I can attest to that. But as to whether people are willingly staying away, that I can't tell.
Give us some numbers.
All I can say is that there has been some improvement in the stability levels. Okay,
you said that you are aware that some people have been arrested. As far as you are concerned, or as far as you know, how many people have been arrested between the last time you updated us on the situation and today?
So the police is in charge of that. I think they are making their own arrangements to come out, and I don't want to take the wind out of their sail, but a proper release will be done to say exactly what was done.
But as an interested party, you would know, no?
Yeah, but if they are doing their thing to come out, so I don't want to take the sail out of their wind. But I know of the fact that some things have been done.
Okay, now let's talk about the field that you understand so well. When the situation got worse within the Pra River, it affected water supply to the residents of Cape Coast and surrounding communities. How often were you giving water to them? And given the improvement in the situation which you allege or you suggest, how often are you giving water to them these days?
So, notwithstanding the situation, we produce water every day. It is, however, the quantities was low. So, it could not reach the peripherals of the community. With about 30-35% improvement, we could push more, a bit more, so we get a bit farther to the end of the town. What we are improving also is the management now. So probably if you get water every day, you may get it now every other day. So it is management of the whatever we have available. And I am happy to say that even from last week, people are calling to say, well, we used not to have, but yesterday or but a few days ago, we got it for 12 hours. Even if it can come for 12 hours, we will be happy. So this is some sort of motivation for us to just to know that what we are doing is yielding some positive results.
Seth Eric Etiapa, Chief Manager for the Ghana Water Company Limited in the Central Region. Thank you so much for talking to us. You can have your views heard on the program 0549986 996 0549986 996. Let's take some comments. We still have a story having to do with today's demonstration coming up shortly.
No, this one from as we've read yours already. Now, for the escape from Kenya's Kumasi, right? Illegal mining would not stop anytime soon, since politicians and some unscrupulous chiefs are being economical with the truth. And this one from Honorable Ayuba Yabon in the North Gonja district of the Savannah region says, the NPP government is a monumental failure in the history of our Fourth Republic Constitution. The president even went ahead to put his government on the line to fight this crisis, and nothing has been done, you add. And then Kwesi Intakrade says, the president put his presidency on the line to fight Galamsey, and 8 years on, his presidency is essentially over. He's asking for more time. That's obviously a sign of a failure on the part of the president. Benjamin in Asasiwa, right? Sky, you know, one of their MPs said if they rise up against Galamseyers, they can't break the 8. So to them, breaking the 8 is more important than to save lives.
Let's go on to the line now and speak to Charles Kumi, who is with us here at 97.3 Citi FM and also Channel 1 Television on today's demonstration held to speak or take a stance against illegal mining and demanding presidential action to end the menace across many parts of the country. Thank you so much, Charles, for joining us. So today is day 2 of the demonstration. What can you report? Has it ended?
Well, Sky, the demonstration has ended. The protesters have handed over their petition on day 2 to the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources. That petition was received on behalf of the minister by one Peter Ewa. He says he's with the Mining Directorate of that ministry. So similar route to the first day from Okongro all the way on the N4 highway. Then they make a detour, a turn on the road where the Association International School is situated through the airport residential area onto the Kanda Highway, and then make a left turn to Ridge Hospital, and then the AU roundabout through the Parliament area to the Accra Sports Stadium. So it was all peaceful. There were no incidents all the way from Okonglo to the Kaukudi intersection. But before that, when they got to the airports, they made a brief stop where they sent a delegation to the airport police station. They tell us that 2 of the protesters who were arrested last week after a similar anti-Galamsey demonstration are being held in that police station. So in solidarity with them, they stopped there for a brief session where, they took turns to try and galvanize the protesters. But when they got to Kaukudi, so the intersection there, the road going to 37 had been blocked because what happens on the protest the past 2 days is that they make stops at vantage points where they try to engage people in traffic bystanders, try to engage them on the essence of the protest that is ongoing, try to appeal to them for the traffic situation, and try to explain the consequences of illegal mining to some of these bystanders. So they've been doing that at the Kaukudi intersection. While that was ongoing, we saw quite a number of people on the other side headed to 37. And we're told that those were their chief imam's escort. And they were visibly agitated. They understand why the road had been blocked to make way for protesters. And for them, the chief imam had finished with his Friday prayers and was on the way to his residence, and they wanted to go through. The police tried to prevent them, but they overpowered
the police and made their way. The fortunate thing was that the protesters actually left the intersection for them, so they moved out of the intersection to prevent any further chaos. But what I noticed was that the police did not anticipate this situation, and even when the situation occurred, they didn't have enough men and enough strength to prevent the chief imam's escorts from pulling down the barricades and having their way. So right after that, they didn't make a lot of stops. I think the only stop was at the AU runabouts, where they sing patriotic songs, they chant their slogans, free the citizens, stop Galamsey now. Took about 15-20 minutes at the AU roundabouts, halted all traffic and just had their moment there before they headed to the Accra Sports Stadium and handed over the petition to the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, Peter Ewa, receiving that petition on behalf of the minister. Essentially, what they are asking the minister to do is that they've given the minister a 1-week ultimatum to end all activities of illegal mining across the country. They say this is non-negotiable, and they expect the ministry in collaboration with the security services to undertake this exercise in 1 week.
Okay, before you go, has there been any official statement from the Office of the Chief Imam regarding what happened at the Kaukuri area?
None that I know of, but of course you expect that because there wasn't, like a real physical confrontation between them and the protesters. It was just with the police and was brief. But still, you expect that the Office of the Chief Imam would issue a statement apologizing or explaining the circumstances surrounding what happened. So we're expecting that to happen. But I haven't seen any statement from the Chief Imam yet.
And before you go, my brother, tomorrow is the last day of the demonstration. Any preparations for that?
Well, yes. So tomorrow they're culminating the whole exercise with tomorrow's protests. Again, the routes will be similar, but what will be distinct about tomorrow's protest is the vigil. So they say that there'll be a vigil at the Black Star Square. And so they are urging everybody, including those who attended the first 2 days, those who couldn't make it because of work or any other engagement, to make their way to the protest grounds, which begins from Okpongolo tomorrow at 6 a.m. They'll take the normal route, do the things they've been doing, and then end at the Independence Square, where they're expected to hold a vigil on Saturday evening.
Thank you so much, Charles Kumi, my colleague here at 97.3 Citi FM, for giving us that report. Let's take some of your comments coming in before we wrap up this segment of the show.
Now, this one says, we will give the president sufficient time if the president himself, his Jubilee House staff and his entire executive drink solely and directly from the Prairie River, you add. And then this one from Neodic Ni Atukwe from Accra, he said, nothing is improving, they are all lies, they are passing falsehood and cooking records. This government has failed woefully in dealing with Galamsey and the economy. This one said, Ghanaians are overly measured in their communication to our leaders, so our leaders don't give a hoot. King George, right, from the UK, he says, in the UK, journalists would speak bluntly to leaders just like the GJ president did, so they fully understand the position of the citizens. We collectively need to be extremely radical, and with the war against Galamsey, if we don't strike hard, we have failed our posterity. And the last one from OC100 in Horses, any change of plans concerning the intended strike without the government meeting our demands will mean Galamsey money has exchanged hands.
Still on your comments, let me take two coming in via Twitter or X. So this one is coming in from Fifi Chawe, who is using the handle at Fifi Chawe. Says, good to hear Richard Sky's voice on Eyewitness News. In a long time, man, you still have not lost the flair. Good one there, Dela. This one says, well, it's coming in from Brian Nee. at Brian Nee, and he says that this man is not telling the truth. He's telling a big lie. I think he's been forced to issue that statement. Well, keep your comments coming in. 054-9986-996, 054-9986-996. We go for a short break. When we return, we have business and then also point blank coming up. VRA staff are not happy about proposed efforts or plans to merge their authority with some other spaces within the power sector. We'll hear from them on Point Blank later this evening. Stay with us.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Hi, Aku. I just got the estimate for the home repairs. It's more than we expected. I'm really stressed about where to find the money.
Why worry, Musa? You are a salaried worker. Haven't you heard about the GCB personal loan promo? They can give you up to 700,000 Ghana cedis in less than 24 hours at a significantly reduced interest rate and fees.
Really? This sounds exciting, but is it easy to apply?
Super easy. Skip the stress. Get the cash with the GCB personal loan promo with a 1-month repayment holiday. Just visit a GCB bank branch near you or call 0302-634-922. Toll free 0800-422-422. No hassle, no stress.
Wow, I just got a notification. The loan is already in my account. That was fast.
Skip the stress and get the cash you need with GCB personal loan. Visit a branch near you today. Terms and conditions apply. GCB Bank, your bank for life.
You can engage in all the propaganda you want, but if the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you.
Has the exchange rate not exposed Dr. Baumia and the NPP? At the end of December 2016, the cedi to dollar exchange rate was 4 Ghana cedis to $1. Today, it's about 16 Ghana cedis to $1. This is more than 4 times the amount of cedis one needed to buy a dollar in 2016. Today, as a result of the free fall of the cedi, many businesses have lost significant amount of their working capital, with many collapsing in the process. Did they not say yeti sikaso? Yeti sikaso. Ghanaians are worse off as prices continue to soar on a daily basis. Putting food on the table has become a daily struggle. The hardship is real. It's time for change. Vote for change. Vote for John Dramani Mahama and the NDC.
If home is where the heart is, then let's go home, shall we? Let's go where the entertainment is, where the passion is, where the laughter is, and sometimes even the tears too. Let's go where we feel safe enough to share our opinions.
And send tweets.
Where we do that embarrassing little dance to our favorite song. Let's go home where the love, the care, and the joy live.
There's no place like home. Connect your home to super fast internet with affordable data bundles from MTN Home. Visit broadband.mtn.com.gh or your My MTN app to sign up today. MTN.
Are you feeling tired after a hard day's work? Have you lost your appetite even for your favorite dish? Viral Blood Tonic is a nutritionally balanced, pleasant-tasting tonic fortified with iron and vitamins to boost your appetite and energy levels for high performance. Viral Blood Tonic, easy to take and good for the whole family. Viral from Danex Iting Starwin PLC. If symptoms persist after 48 hours, consult a physician. This advert is FDA approved.
National Health Insurance.
Hello there. I have great news for you. Registration for the National Health Insurance Scheme, NHIS, just go faster and easier with the new NHIS mobile app. Grab your smartphones and download the My NHIS app from the Play Store or App Store for instant enrollment onto the NHIS. All you need is your Ghana card. Yes, just your Ghana card. Enjoy amazing benefits like registering family, friends, and groups with easy payments from your mobile Money wallet or bank debit cards. Link NHIS card to the Ghana card for yourself and others, renewing your membership with ease and locating the nearest NHIS credentialed facility, all on my NHIS app. Get to know the benefit package and over 500 medicines covered by the NHIS with a simple click on my NHIS app, so you do not fall prey to paying extra charges at healthcare facilities. Communicate directly with the NHIS through the new messaging module available on the app. Embrace convenience. Let's go digital with NHIS. Download the My NHIS app today and enjoy seamless access to healthcare. Terms and conditions apply. For details, contact the NHIS call center on 054 444 6447 or 0302 746 447. NHIS, your access to healthcare. This message is brought to you by the United States Agency for International Development, USAID.
It's a great time for Ghanaian women. The nation builder John Mahama and Professor Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman will establish the first ever Women's Development Bank in Ghana, a special bank run by women, to serve only women. Yes, the Women's Development Bank will support women's businesses by offering loans at a very low interest rate and on very flexible terms to empower women throughout Ghana, from hairdressers, market women, female graduates who want to go into business, online businesses owned by women, traders, dressmakers, caterers, food vendors, street hawkers, women in the corporate world, women in agribusiness, to other women-led and women-owned businesses in all fields. No one will be left out. With Mahama and Nana Jane at the helm, Ghanaian women shall surely rise. Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens. Get the details. Every significant financial transaction, every market movement, and all the policies that affect your business. Citi Business News. Be informed.
Time now for Citi Business News on Eyewitness News. My name is Hawa Idris Mustafa. Details of our stories now. The International Monetary Fund, IMF, and Ghana have reached a staff-level agreement on the third review of Ghana's $3 billion extended credit facility. It follows the conclusion of a 2-week assessment of the country's fiscal data by a mission staff from the fund. The review saw the team assessing Ghana's performance per target and structural benchmarks as at end of June 2024. The staff-level agreement was reached after what the fund described as satisfactory program performance with remarkable progress on debt restructuring. It is, however, subject to the approval of the IMF board for the fourth tranche of the $360 million. This tranche, if approved, will bring Ghana's total disbursement to $1.92 billion. Stefan Wode is IMF mission chief for Ghana.
Today I'm very pleased to announce that we have successfully reached a staff-level agreement on the third review of Ghana's economic program. This agreement is as in the past, subject to the approval by IMF management and our executive board. And once the IMF executive board will have completed the third review, Ghana will have access to $360 million. That will bring the total IMF support disbursed under the arrangement since May 2023 to about $1.9 billion. I'd like to briefly outline some of the key points of our assessment and also of our policy discussions with the authorities. First, our assessment is that performance with respect to the program's targets and objectives has been generally satisfactory. More specifically, all the end June 2024 quantitative targets were met, and progress on key structural reforms has been has continued despite delays in a few areas. At the same time, it is clear that the policies and the reforms that have been implemented since the beginning of the program have continued to pay off.
Stefan Rode is IMF Mission Chief for Ghana. Now, government says it will be seeking Cabinet's approval for changes to be made to the Fiscal Responsibility Act to ensure stricter controls in the management of the country's debt levels. The amendment is to tighten fiscal discipline following government's conclusion of its external debt restructuring, with debt servicing for Eurobond holders beginning by end of October. To consolidate gains, government believes proposed new fiscal rules that align with responsible borrowing will cushion the economy against future shocks. Dr. Mohamed Amin Adam is Finance Minister.
We are taking proposed amendments to Cabinet and for Parliament for amendment to the Fiscal Responsibility Act, which limits our debt. This may not be a buffer so-called, but the fact that you are limiting yourself, how much you can borrow, really disciplines you to continue to stay within certain limits of borrowing so that you do not move to unsustainable debt levels. And so, yes, it is important that we build buffers, but more importantly, we must increase revenue, and then also discipline ourselves. And this is why we want to introduce new fiscal rules, not just on spending, but also on debt levels.
You heard Finance Minister Dr. Mohamed Amin Adam. Economic watchers are calling for strict adherence to fiscal discipline as the government readies to begin payment of debt owed Eurobond holders. Now, economist Professor Patrick Esuming opined that although it marks a significant milestone in the country's economic recovery effort, the country's economic struggles are far from over.
So it's good that as long as we are heading to the completion of the debt exchange, this means that we are going to resume servicing our external debt that had been on hold for a long time. I think I heard the finance minister try to say this is going to be positive news for the city. I'm not so sure that will be the case. So while it's good that we are completing this, I don't think it's something for us to start saying that we are out of the woods. We are not. In any case, the fundamental drivers of our debt have not been addressed sufficiently. I don't think that we should interpret this to mean we have finished our debt exchange and therefore our debt is suddenly in a place that we can start celebrating. It is not.
That was economist Professor Patrick Esuming ending City Business News on Eyewitness News. My name is Hawa Idrisu Mustafa. Up next is Point Blank.
If home is where the heart is, then let's go home. Shall we? Let's go where the entertainment is. Where the passion is. Where the laughter is. And sometimes even the tears too. Let's go where we feel safe enough to share our opinions.
And send tweets.
Where we do that embarrassing little dance to our favorite song. Let's go home where the love, the care, and the joy live.
There's no place like home. Connect your home to super fast internet with affordable data bundles from MTN Home. Visit broadband.mtn.com.gh or your My MTN app to sign up today. MTN.
Oh, jump on now. Go, go. Gugomi, at what time will you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I don't change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind self be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open there.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, they make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside?
I give you info. Make I feel the gobe too small.
Go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
The
Births and Deaths Registry beckons all of us to forge a future where every death is duly recorded and every Ghanaian life is cherished and remembered. To help capture these moments, registration is absolutely free up to 10 days after losing a loved one. For registration of deaths, make sure to have a medical certificate of cause of death or the coroner's report. Remember that registering deaths is not just a formality, but a way to cherish the memories of those we hold dear and leave a lasting legacy for future generations. This may seem like a small step, but its impact on the entire community is immense. Our offices are open from Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 o'clock p.m. This message is brought to you by Births and Deaths Registry under the Ministry of Local Government, Decentralization and Rural Development, supported by the Public Sector Reform for Resource Project and the World Bank. Call 030-394-41222 or visit www.bdr.gov.gh for further details. From the first cry to bidding farewells, everyone counts. Register now.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Back to Eyewitness News, and this is Point Blank on Eyewitness News. Tonight on Point Blank, the senior staff of Association of VRA is saying they are not happy with plans by the government to merge VRA with other spaces within the power sector. Talking about the ECG, NEDCO, and some other institutions. They are demanding withdrawal of the bill, seeking to merge these institutions. We will be interrogating their position on Point Blank tonight. And I've been joined in studio by Francis Deku, who is the National Vice Chairman of the VRA Senior Staff Association. And he's led by Theophilus Tete Ahia, who is the National Chairman of the same association. Gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Point Blank on Eyewitness News.
Good evening.
Let me start off with the National Chairman. What exactly are you aggrieved about? Government says, let's enhance efficiency. Let's ensure that these institutions are able to come together to deliver better service for the people of Ghana. That will reduce the cost of the delivery of power to the people of this country. And that would mean that the bills, amount of money we see on our bills will come down. And you are saying no. Explain your position, sir.
Thank you, Della, and good evening to your cherished listeners. Yes, we say that it's not the solution. There is a big problem in the sector. Electricity costing. It's based on so many factors. Okay? From the generation point, we talk about the asset, we talk about fuel cost, we talk about inflation, we talk about the cedi to dollar price. So it has so many factors that is considered in what? Pricing electricity. That notwithstanding, the Water River Authority today, as it stands, is the cheapest in terms of cost per kilowatt hour in the market space in Ghana today. The IPPs are there and they are contributing about 50% of the energy demand of this country. So when we say we are merging BUI and VRA, that notwithstanding again, the cost per kilowatt hour at BUI is far higher than that of VRA. Far higher. So the agenda to say when I put BUI and VRA together is going to bring the cost down to the consumer is neither here nor there. It's neither here nor there at all. How would that happen? How would that?
There will be an enhancement of efficiency. When you bring them together, there's pruning and there's one central management ensuring that things are run properly. Some would suggest that that is a way of improving efficiency or enhancing the same and ensuring that ultimately that benefits the people of Ghana and those who are buying electricity.
Let me tell you, the Volta River Authority is over 63 years. It was established in 1961. Today, the Volta River Authority is a member of a non-governmental organization that is recognized worldwide, which is called the Electricity Utility Cost Group. And this group is made up of 350 hydro generation plants across the globe. The Volta River Authority is one of the best in terms of the first four. Within the 350 is the best four. The Volta River Authority over the years has achieved availability of over 85%, 95%. Okay? What we call force outage. The benchmark is supposed to be between 2 and 5. The Volta River Authority has remained less than 1.
Yeah, but the question is, how would that be damaged by the proposed merger of these institutions? You can still continue to be productive, efficient, if you say so, and ensure that you maintain your topmost performance globally, if you suggest the same, if you are merged with other institutions, or when you are merged. How does that take away your efficiency? Theophilus, you want to take that?
Yes. Look, we've closely looked at the bill, and just like you are intimating, the pillars of these objectives are cardinal to the very point you are making. And these are 4 key points that we see in the bill. The first one is to improve operational efficiency, which you've talked about. Then we have attract private sector financing into this sector. Then we have minimize financial cost, minimize finance support from government. Then the last one is minimize the cost of power generation, and ultimately the cost to consumer. These 4 key points, which is at the heart of the bill, is totally flawed when we decided to look at them critically. It raised the critical point when it comes to efficiency. And like you said, that body that we belong to, when it comes to operational efficiency, which is key here, look, like he intimated in terms of critical areas that we look for, technical efficiency, and he talked about reliability, availability, then we have force outage. The percentages are way up there. Now, because of that, it tells you that within these 350 hydro plants, our performance is top-notch and completely out there. So when you begin to be coming out with a bill that you did not engage the management of VRA, did not engage the staff, you'll be throwing certain things out there which do not directly support your key objectives that you are talking about. Now, when it comes to the generation cost, like you were saying, in this same entity, you pick even hydro, they are telling you that when you look at the cost of generation, looking at operation, maintenance, and you look at administrative costs, out of the 350, we are number 4. And so it tells you that our cost of generation is totally extremely low. Because if 350 across the group, you find yourself at number 4, it tells you something. Again, you did not do stakeholder engagement. If you had done stakeholder engagement, you would have seen all these things. Now, the area of thermal, like you was even intimating, let me link the area of thermal. Thermal in terms of pricing, when I'm looking at cost, the thermal cost is far lower than that of the IPPs. Now, interestingly, when you look at tools of finance, you see that there is a relationship between cost and pricing. If the cost or the pricing is lower, it preempts that the cost is impliedly also low. And for a good business going concern, when you have that, then it tells you that in terms of business, you are doing well. Now, the other area that they talk about, private sector to come into that.
We will go into that. But you see, what I don't understand is, how will the merger affect these qualities of VRA you speak so eloquently about?
You know, the reason why we speaking eloquently about these key thematic areas, we are trying to say that trying to hive off thermal from VRA and forming an entity out of it, which ultimately, per the documents that we have, is to sell it out to an IPP or sell it out to a private person. A private person coming into this space, his ultimate goal is about making profit. And so per the pricing that we are seeing, you will not do anything different from what the IPPs are doing.
Yeah, but the bill doesn't talk about sale of any of the assets of the VRA. It talks about, merger. It talks about running the institutions efficiently, attracting, private sector capital and all of that. Where from the claim that they intend to hive off and sell? Okay. Attracting private capital does not necessarily mean that you want to sell.
Okay, Della, thank you very much again. It's clear per the documents we have.
Which document?
That is a cabinet approval for this merger and then restructuring.
Where is that document?
2017. Okay? 2017, the cabinet approved that restructuring. And in that,
where is the document?
And in that I'll share with you.
What's the title of the document?
I will share the document with you.
No, you are proceeding to make a claim about a document,
and I'm telling you that. And I'm telling you that before. I'm telling you that I have a document in my hand, which is called Restructuring and Merger of Water River Authority and Bui Power Authority, right? And in that document,
where quote for them from which page are you quoting from?
That is the executive summary.
The executive summary.
Okay.
Okay.
Which says, bring the management of Water River Authority and Bui Power Authority, hydro facilities, namely Akoso Mokpong and Bui hydroelectric generation, under one operational entity. Consolidate ownership and separation of state-owned thermal assets and under a new entity, either in partnership with private sector or for an outright sale.
Either in partnership with
private sector
or
outright sale.
So it's either or. Yeah, but you have made a definite claim that they intend to hive off and sell. That's not what the document is saying.
That is creating an authority. Water River Authority.
No, you want to first of all concede that that's not what the language of
that
the
is what the language says.
It says either or. In other words, it is either this or the other.
Why do you take it? Why do you hive it off from an entity and make it stand alone and bring a private person? Why?
In partnership or.
Why do
but you are creating the impression that you want to hive off and sell. But the document doesn't bear you out.
Della, the question is that the Water River Authority is an authority.
Okay.
Why do you hive part of its asset and make it an authority? Why? The Water River Authority is very efficient. The first in this country to build a thermal plant, to bring thermal operation into this country. They have run it efficiently over 27 years. Okay? And this is an authority. Why are you creating an authority out of the same authority to bring in a private partner or an outright sale? That question is what we need to answer. Why are you creating an authority?
You have heard the reasons they have assigned.
Yes. Why that?
The reasons are clear. 4 reasons have been assigned for what they want to do.
This is what is given to them to come out with a bill. These are the things that they are asking them to do.
Yeah, but you have not made a persuasive argument as to why a merger would undermine all the qualities there are at VRA. I'm having difficulty.
The merger. Look, you are measuring 2 things. One is of higher cost than the other. These are 2 entities that are running separately, and in business competition, they say competition brings what's benefit to the consumer, right? So now you want to put them together, but mind you, one is coming with a higher cost and the other is coming with a lower cost. Why do you think that if I merge this one, the higher cost to the lower cost, it will bring me a lower cost to the consumer.
But you are assuming that if there is a merger, things will continue the way they have always been. Assuming without admitting that some of them are not, efficient. For instance, people will suggest that ECG is not as efficient. But the position will be that indeed, if we really want to ensure efficiency, merger will come with some other ways of doing things in order to enhance the same.
No, which other ways? Nobody has stated. Nobody has stated. Okay? Here is an institution that its performance globally is a top notch.
Yeah, but I have not disputed that. What I'm saying is that you are proceeding on the basis that things will remain the same after the proposed merger. And therefore, inefficiency will pertain, and that would, soil your credibility globally.
That is what I cannot sit here and tell you, but I'm telling you that the Volta River Authority, right, in its current form and shape, it's the best. It is the best, right? And you're also bringing on board a picking plant.
Okay.
When we saw a picking, we is a picking plant. Okay, it doesn't run 24/7.
Yes.
So, if it's a picking plant, it's not running 24/7. How would that come and improve that efficiency that we are talking about here? How would that? VRA, Akosomo Akuse, they are what? We call them what? Base plant, base load plant. They run 24/7. So if you are running 24/7 and you are bringing a plant that is a picking plant, how would that change their performance? How would that change? Somebody need to answer that.
Theophilus, the argument he makes suggests that, well, bringing these other institutions on board would undermine everything you stand for. You defend that argument.
Oh, yes.
But the truth is also that you also own thermal plants.
Yes, we have to.
And these thermal plants, some of them sometimes go off, some of them stay on. You are not about telling us that if you bring in buoy, that will spoil everything, because sometimes the thermal plants are not on. It doesn't undermine the efficiency you claim so much happens at the VRA.
You see, the issue that you have at hand, okay, I can clearly tell you that when you look at VRA operations over the period, over the years, in terms of capacity and skill development, we've grown to such an extent that even with the low tariffs that you are seeing as a going concern, it tells you that we are indeed efficient.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, the basic premise of my question is, how would that be decimated, destroyed? That quality you speak so eloquently of, how would that be destroyed merely because of a merger of two or more institutions?
My brother, for some of us, we've been in this business for quite some time now.
Tell us why.
And when we see signs of seemingly something that you see on paper that looks beautiful, suggesting that we want to do mergers and hive off, we can clearly preempt all this in the pipeline coming in 2017. Just like we are discussing right now, there was no any key stakeholder engagement. All we saw was the sale of VRA thermal plants that was thrown out there in the tabloids. We engaged our management, and our management told us clearly that they've not been engaged. It is a surprise to them. They've also did not have any information as to that. And just like we are discussing, we have to fight it, resist it, and it was completely stopped. This that you are seeing is a clear sign of the same thing that they want to do.
So the alleged lack of stakeholder engagement, is that your problem? Is that one of the biggest problems you have?
It's not just about